Hello students, Standard 7. In chapter number 7, congruence of triangles, we learn that what is the meaning of congruence. When the two figures are said to be congruent, when they have same shape and same size. Also we learn that when the two line segments have the same length, they are said to be congruent line segments. Also, for the angles, if two angles have same measure, then they are said to be congruent angles. Then we talked about the congruency of triangles. In triangles, there are three sides and three angles. So, two triangles are said to be congruent when the three sides and the three angles of one triangle are equal to the corresponding parts of the other triangle. We also learn that there is a special correspondence that we have to follow. So now we are going to start the exercise 7.1. Question 1 is complete the following statements. There are some blanks. A. Two line segments are congruent. Congruent if blank. We know that when two line segments have the same length, means if they have same or equal length. So answer is same or equal length. B. Among two congruent angles, one has a measure of 70 degree. The measure of the other angle is now we learned that when can we say that the two angles are congruent? If they have equal measure. So now they are congruent and one of the angle has a measure of 70 degree. Then obviously the other angle also will have the same measure, means also 70 degree. C. When we write angle A equals angle B, we actually mean now generally when the two angles are congruent, we write down angle A equal to angle B, but the meaning is that their measures are equal. It means that it really means measure angle A equals measure angle B. So the real meaning is that M means measure of angle A means M angle A equals M angle B. Now in question 2, you have to write down some real life examples of congruent shapes, and we already talked about it. So question 2, you will write down on your real life that I already explained you, like maybe the two ATM cards of the same bank, two currency notes of the same denomination, and so on. So you have to write down two, but I am telling you to write down five. Not two, but you have to write down the 5 examples of it. Now we will move to the question number 3. Now what does question number 3 say? Let's just see. If a triangle ABC E, I am not writing E as I told you. Wherever there is E, I will write down that one, so don't get confused. Triangle triangle FED. Under the correspondence, ABC corresponds to FED. Write all the corresponding congruent parts of the triangles. Now, as I already explained you that when the correspondence is given, then you have to be very careful, because triangle is DEF, but the correspondence is FED. So according to that, we have to write down the answers. So here triangle, ABC corresponds to FED is congruent. Therefore, now it is easier by drawing a rough sketch also. So here we will draw very rough sketch of two triangles. Now first you gave the name ABC. Now check the correspondence. Here A is first. What is here? F. So with A you can write down F. In the middle B, here in the middle E. So with B it will be E, and with C there will be D. So now we can make the equal sign to write down that things. Similarly for the angles also. So now we have to write down corresponding congruent parts, means 3 sides and 3 angles. So now first we will write down congruent sides. So now AB, you can see that from the figure AB is congruent to FE. Then line segment BC congruent to ED. And line segment AC to FD. Then we will write down the congruent angles. So now congruent angles, very simple, that is angle A is congruent to angle F, Angle B is congruent to angle E, and angle C is congruent to angle D. So by this way, if the correspondence is given, you can easily write down the answers. Now, here the question number 3, in which the triangles are given congruent and you have to write down the answer. So, I am leaving it for you for the homework. Question 4. So by the same method, you can write down the answer of that question. Now we learn the congruence of triangles, in which we saw that when we have to check whether the triangles are congruent or not, we use the method of superposition. It means we have to trace their triangles, we have to cut it out, then superpose. And if they will completely cover each other, then we can say that the triangles are congruent. But the other way is also that we have to check all the 3 sides of one triangle and the other triangle also, and also the 3 angles. And under the correspondence, if they are equal, you can say that the triangles are congruent. But every time it is not easy to use the method of superposition by cutting the triangles, because triangles can be bigger, smaller, and if accurate cutting is not done, and then the method of superposition can go wrong also. So in this situation, we are using some special conditions. We saw that we have to check the 6 parts, 3 sides and 3 angles. But instead of comparing all 6 parts, if we can check only 3 parts, but under the special conditions, not that any 3 parts are equal, then you can say that the 2 triangles are congruent, but under some special conditions, if we check that the 3 parts are also equal, it can be 3 sides, or 2 sides and an angle, or 2 angles and a side, according to the condition that we will learn now. Then also we can prove that or check that whether the given triangles are congruent or not. And that criteria, they are known as criteria. Their special conditions are known as criteria. So now we have to learn about some special conditions which are known as criteria. So under that criteria, if you can check the only 3 parts, and if they are congruent, if they are equal for both the triangles, then we can easily check the congruency of the triangles. So now today we are going to learn the first criteria, that is SSS, that is the short form of side criteria. So obviously we have to check only the 3 corresponding sides of both triangles, and then if that 3 corresponding sides of 2 triangles are equal, we don't have to check the angles. Angles will automatically be equal. So only we have to check 3 sides, and it is easier for us to check whether they are congruent or not. So that is called SSS, side criteria. And you have to learn the criteria. For 1 marks it can be asked. If under a given correspondence, this sentence is very, very important. If under a given correspondence, the three sides of one triangle are equal to the three corresponding sides of the other triangle, then the triangles are congruent. Let us repeat. If under a given correspondence, if three sides of one triangle are equal to the three corresponding sides of the other triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. Let us understand with an example. Here given that in the triangle ABC, AB equals 3.5 centimeter, BC equals 7.1 centimeter, and AC equals 5 centimeter. Another triangle PQR is given. In triangle PQR, PQ is 7.1 centimeter, QR is 5 centimeter, and PR is 3.5 centimeter. So three sides of two triangles are given. Now we have to check whether the given triangles are congruent or not. And if they are congruent, we have to write down that relation of the congruence in the symbolic form using the symbol. So here you can see that AB and PR are equal. So AB equals PR 3.5 centimeter. Similarly, BC and PQ are equal. So BC and PQ are equal 7.1 centimeter, and AC equals QR is equal to 5 centimeter. Now, very, very important to write down the correspondence first. So here it is easier to draw the figure. Now, first triangle ABC, I already give the name, right? Is 3.5 centimeter. BC is how much? 7.1, and that is 5 centimeter. Now here also 3.5, because they are equal, 7.1 and 5 centimeter. Now to give the name of the other triangle according to the correspondence. So here you can see that AB equals PR. So here you can write down PR or RP. That is very, very important, because if you will write down like that PR without any thinking, then there will be problem. Then you write down PR, and here it will be Q. But now PQ is 7.1, but here PQ came 5. It means that you are writing the wrong names. So easiest way I am showing you. Look here, AB and BC, check those two. In AB and BC, which point is common? B. B is common. Then they are equal to PR and PQ. In which? What is common? Which point is common? P point. It means that wherever there is B, you have to write down P. So here B. So here it will go P. That is the best way. Similarly, take second and third, BC and AC. What is common? C. So similarly here, what is common? Q. So with C, the Q will come, so the remaining will be R. So now you can see that this is equal to this equal to this, and this third side also equal to third. So by SSS congruence rule or congruence criteria, we can say that these triangles are congruent. Therefore, triangle ABC, or you can add on correspondence. So here ABC corresponds to RPQ. So now it is very clear now. ABC RPQ is congruence by SSS criteria. So in symbolically we write triangle ABC, not E, congruent to RPQ triangle. So by this method we can prove that the two triangles are congruent. So we are going to finish this session, and as usual it will be followed by PDF, and any confusion write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.